Okay, so we are going to be making the hair for our My Dolly Molly dolls here. And to do the doll, we will be, doll hair, sorry, we'll be using our 3.5 millimeter crochet hook and some Bravo worsted yarn in Paprika. If you're interested in checking out that yarn, it is available. I'll put links in the description box below so you can check that out. And to get started, we will need to create a magic circle. So we'll start there. Okay, and if you haven't done the magic circle before, I will include a link in the top here to a tutorial that will show you how to do that. So once you have your magic circle all ready to go, we are going to place 6 single crochet stitches into the magic circle. Okay, make sure that you have a stitch marker handy so that you can mark the first stitch of every round. Okay, so we'll start with our first stitch here. And again, we're just going to crochet around the yarn. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so once you have your 6 stitches, you're going to pull that magic circle tight. And then we're going to begin round 2. So for round 2, we are going to place a single crochet increase or 2 single crochets into each stitch around. Okay, so we'll start with that first stitch there, which is always the trickiest part. Okay, and there's my first stitch. And again, I'm going to mark that first stitch with a stitch marker. And I'll do a second stitch in that same first single crochet there. And we'll place 2 single crochets in the following stitch. 1, 2. And again, we'll repeat that into each stitch around. 2 single crochets, also called a single crochet increase, in each stitch around. Okay, so I just finished my last stitch of round 2, and at the end of round 2, you should have 12 single crochet stitches. So we're just going to start round 3 here, and not liking how big this stitch marker is that I picked, so I'm going to get a smaller one ready here. So for round 3, we're going to begin by placing 1 single crochet into the first stitch. So there's 1. Move up your stitch marker and single crochet increase into the next stitch. So there's 1 and 2. Okay, we will place a single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, and then single crochet increase in the next stitch. And we're going to repeat that pattern until the end of the round. A single crochet in the first stitch and single crochet increase in the next stitch. So single crochet, single crochet increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet, and increase. So at the end of round 3, you should have 18 single crochet stitches. So we're going to start round 4, and we will start round 4 by placing 1 single crochet stitch into the first stitch. We'll place a single crochet increase into the second stitch. And we will single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So here's 1, and here's 2. And we will single crochet increase in the following stitch. Okay, now we will single crochet in the next 2 stitches, followed by a single crochet increase in the next stitch. And we're going to repeat that pattern, single crochet in the first 2 stitches, followed by a single crochet increase, until 1 stitch will remain in the round. Here's 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, increase. Now you'll have 1 stitch left unworked in this round, and what you'll do is you'll place 1 single crochet stitch into that final stitch of the round. And at the end of round 4, you should have 24 single crochet stitches. So we're going to start round 5, and for round 5 we'll place a single crochet stitch in each of the first 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, single crochet increase in the next stitch, single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, single crochet increase in the next stitch. We'll do single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, followed by a single crochet increase. And we're going to repeat that pattern of 3 single crochets followed by a single crochet increase until the end of the round. One, 2, 3, increase, 1, 2, 3, increase. Okay, so at the end of round 5, you should have 30 single crochet stitches. So we're moving on to round 6. And so for round 6, we will place a single crochet stitch in the first 2 stitches. So there's 1, 2, and we'll single crochet increase in the next stitch. We will place a single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and single crochet increase in the next stitch. And we're going to repeat that pattern of 4 single crochet stitches followed by single crochet increase 4 more times. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, increase. That's 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, increase. That's 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, increase. That's 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, increase, and that's your 4th repeat, you'll have 2 unworked stitches remaining, and you will place 1 single crochet stitch into each of those stitches. There's 1 and 2. So we are going to start working on round 7 now. And just because I don't think I said it already, at the end of round 6, you should have 36 single crochet stitches around. So for round 7, we're going to start by placing 1 single crochet stitch in each of the first 5 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and single crochet increase in the next stitch. And we're going to repeat that pattern of 5 single crochets followed by a single crochet increase 5 more times. 1, 2, 4, 5, increase. That's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increase. That's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and increase. So at the end of round 7, you should have 42 single crochet stitches. And we're going to move on to round 8 now. And so for round 8, we're going to place 1 single crochet stitch in each of the first 13 stitches. So we'll put our first stitch in here. There's 1. Move up our marker. So that's 1, and we need to do 12 more, because we're going to do 13 single crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And in the next stitch, we will single crochet increase. Okay, and we're going to repeat that again. So 13 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and we will do a single crochet increase in the next stitch. Okay, and we'll repeat that one last time. 13 single crochets followed by a single crochet increase. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and we'll single crochet increase in that last stitch. So at the end of round 8, you should have 45 single crochet stitches. So for round 9, it's just a simple, easy peasy row. We're just going to place 1 single crochet stitch into each stitch around. And again, at the end of round 9, you should have 45 single crochet stitches. Okay, so we just finished round 9, and this is where we're going to start creating these strands of our hair and the bangs. So what we'll do is we're going to move our stitch marker, and we're going to start round 10 by placing 1 single crochet stitch in that first stitch. Okay. I'm still going to use my marker because it helps me know where I've started. And we are going to create the first strand of hair. And so to do that, we're going to chain 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, and so to create that first strand of hair, we are going to work back up the chain, back towards, we'll call it the wig cap. So to work back up the chain, we are going to single crochet increase in the second chain from the hook. Okay, this is a little fiddly at first, so bear with me. Okay, so there's our single crochet increase. And then we are going to place single crochet increase into each chain that we have here. So you should be doing it 14 times total. By placing a single crochet increase into each stitch, the chain will start to curl, creating that ringlet effect that Molly has happening in her hair. If you would like curlier hair, you could increase the number of stitches in each chain. However, the tighter the curl, the shorter the hair. Also, the longer it'll take you to get the hair done. Okay, and we're almost done working up our chain here. Okay, so now that we're at the back at the top of our chain, we are going to single crochet in the next stitch of the round of the wig cap here. So we're going to just single crochet into that stitch. Oops. Sorry, I'm trying to keep the strand of hair out of the way. Okay, so we've got our single crochet stitch, and then we are going to start working on the bangs. So again, we did that first single crochet, and now we're going to half double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, and then we'll double crochet in the next 3 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to half double crochet in the next stitch, single crochet in the next, and slip stitch in the next. Then we will single crochet in the next stitch, half double crochet in the next, and double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Now we will half double crochet in the next stitch and single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Okay, and that has created our bangs for Molly. So we're going to start with creating the strands of hair again. So what we'll do is we're going to single crochet in the next stitch and chain 15. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So we've got our chain 15, and just like we did with the first, okay, so we've got our chain 15 here, and just like we did with the first strand, we're going to place a single crochet increase into each chain, moving back up the chain, starting with the second chain from the hook. Okay, so I'm back at the top of my chain 15, and I'm going to single crochet in the next stitch of the round. Okay, and I'm going to repeat that process of the chain 15 and single crocheting, increase in each chain 12 more times. So if you would like to pause your video and come back to me when you're ready, we'll get set to do the next next part. So again, repeat this process of creating each strand of hair. You're going to do that 12 more times, and then we will start on the next step. Okay, so I've done my 13 strands of hair and done my single crochet in the next stitch, like I'm going to start another strand, but instead we're going to do a single crochet decrease. Okay, and then we're going to do a chain 15. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so we are going to single crochet again up the chain, and then we'll single crochet in the next stitch, do another strand, and we're going to pause our video and come back, and then I'll give you the next steps. Okay, so I just finished my 14th strand and did a single crochet in the next stitch, like I would at the end of the hair strand, and I'm going to do a chain 15 again and do another hair strand. Okay, so I just finished my 15th strand of hair, and I'm going to single crochet decrease instead of a single crochet. Okay, and so here we are going to again do our chain 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so then we're going to again work back up our strand as we have for all the others, and we're going to repeat that for the remaining stitches of the round. So you should have we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. This is your first, I marked my first stitch, but you don't work into that stitch because it's already been worked, even though it doesn't look like it, but that's already been worked. So don't worry about that. So you're going to do, including this one that I've just chained for, we're going to do 10 more strands of hair. So if you want to pause the video and come back to me when you're finished doing your last hair strand, I will show you how to finish off and secure it to your doll. Okay, so I have finished my last strand of hair, and I'm joined the last strand to the first strand with a slip stitch. And you'll notice I have these kind of different colored strands here. I mismeasured the yarn I had for the main hair, thought I had enough, and I fell 3 strands short. And upstairs, it has different lighting, and I thought this was a very close match, but under the light it looks it's very obvious how much more pink this other yarn is. So didn't have a label. I thought they were the same, and it turned out they weren't. But we shall go on. So now that we have our hair completed, we're going to put it onto the doll. Now, when you're putting it on the doll, if you have some sewing pins handy, I find it really helpful in helping you to hold the doll's hair on. So what I like to do is, obviously have your bangs facing the front of the doll, and I hold it still. I start with my center, so I know that that's secure, and then I'll just place a couple of pins to help hold it in place. And again, this just helps with without it moving, because after you spent all that time crocheting that lovely hair, it would be awful to have it sew on crookedly. So, and you see, once I pull the bangs down, I see that it's not quite lined up with the nose, which is not what I want. So I'm just going to quickly adjust that. All right. And that looks better. Okay. And you can see that my tension changed from the model doll to this when I'm doing the hair. And so her hair has turned out much shorter than my model doll, where I was a little more relaxed when I was doing her hair. You can see how much longer it is. So tension is important. If you find that your hair is too short, you can definitely add more chains, and then you'd then continue to just add more single crochets up the chain to fill the chain up. So that would take longer, but if the longer hair is what you're after, then it's definitely worth the effort. So I've threaded my tapestry needle here, and I'm about to start sewing the doll hair on. And so this can be a bit tricky because of all the strands of hair. So just use some patience in doing this to have it done well. So what we do is I like to go in the stitches directly under the edge of the hair. And this is where the bent tip tapestry needles just come in so handy. I go around the post of the stitch that's directly underneath the hair, making sure that I'm not catching any of the actual pieces of hair in the yarn. And then I go into the backs of the stitches on the hair cap here, or the just wig, whatever you'd like to call it. Just go into the back of the stitches. Like this. So then that way you have that nice, pretty looking stitch edge showing, because if you don't go through the backs of the stitches, you'll see your seam where you sew your hair on, and it won't be as pretty. So after you've gone through the back of the stitches, you go underneath the wig cap again, around the post, directly under the stitch that you're trying to secure. Okay, and then back into the wig or hair. And the back of the stitch. And secure it down. And you would just repeat this process all the way around your doll's hair until it is all secured. So I just wanted to pop back in and show you that if you are finding that your wig cap, once you're sewing it on, you're starting to get like a bit of a gather at the back from your curls, don't hesitate to go through several stitches at the same time on the back of the hair, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So instead of just going through the one stitch, I'm going to go through a few stitches here, the backs of a few stitches, to and pull those taut to one stitch on the head. This way it eliminates any sort of gathering you might have on the actual round part of the hair, and it just helps it to lay a little more flat if you are experiencing that. And I'm just going to demonstrate that again. So I've gone into the head, and I'm going to go through the backs of several different stitches on the back here. So almost through enough stitches for 2 different strands of hair, and pull that close. Okay, and like I said, just helps it fit a little snugger. You might not even need that tip, but I thought I would share it just in case anyone does encounter any sort of bunching because of the way the curls were done. I know that I did a hair the same way, but I did more single crochet increases in some curls than others, and I did have that gathering, and that's when I figured it out to go through the backs of several of the stitches at once, because of the hair was the same size around, but my curls were slightly different, so just thought I would share that. So when you're finished sewing on the hair, you would just finish off and weave in your ends, and you should be all set to put the dress on Molly, and she should be good to go once she also has her eyelashes, which was done in week 2. But I just haven't added them to this doll yet. So if you have that all set, then your My Dolly Molly is all done. Thanks again for watching.